There's no such thing as a small disaster. So when you call 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota, we come prepared to restore your life back to normal. From burst pipes to unexpected mold discoveries or fire damage, when things couldn't be worse, we come to you with our best. With empathy, local expertise, and a truck full of seriously powerful equipment. 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota. Restoring what matters most. 701-670-2022.
Hello and a happy Thursday afternoon to you. This weather update is brought to you by 1-800-WATER-DAMAGE of North Dakota. And I'll tell you, so far, actually so good across most, that's the word I'm looking for, of the region, as we've seen a good deal of sunshine. Temperatures have warmed up nicely, and we'll take a look in just a minute at where we sit temperature-wise right now. Now, of course, we have first alert weather days in place for today, including Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll cover all that, plus what we expect for next week, as well as bitter cold air does settle in, certainly at times across the region over the next week plus. And again, at times, dangerous wind chills out there as well. So again, we're going to start with what we've got right now and then move on to what we are expecting as we head through the late afternoon, evening hours, and beyond. Here's a look at our sky right now. And again, so much sunshine across much of the region today, but we are starting to see cloud cover move into areas like Fargo, Moorhead, certainly areas north. You get far enough south, we're still hanging on to some of that sunshine. That is not going to stick around too much longer in those locations. Let's talk about our temperatures. And again, we talked about yesterday how it was going to be warmer today during the afternoon hours, much warmer than average. Again, average temperature today in Fargo, Moorhead is 18 degrees. As you can see, it is 38 right now in Fargo, 34 Langdon, 34 Devil's Lake, typically areas that are much cooler. Yeah, you're sitting above the freezing mark. Low 40s, Sisseton, Oaks, Jamestown, all in that 41 to 43 range. It is a little bit cooler as you head off to the east, basically east of the Red River Valley. We've got mid-20s, upper 20s, which is still well above the normal for this time of year. So here's what we got. What are we first alerting you to? Thursday and Friday, this afternoon, evening, overnight, and tomorrow. Scattered snow showers, very strong winds, intermittent whiteout conditions, so big time travel impacts that there at times, in particular as we get into tonight and tomorrow as that snow does start to come down across much of the region. Now, it is going to be light snow for the most part, so again, we're not expecting big snow totals. We will take a look at that for you in just 1 second, but again, this is not because this is a big snow event. This is because we are going to have some snow come down. Generally speaking, anywhere from a ½ an inch to about 1.5 inches, 2 inches at most in most locations. It's going to be that combination, those very strong winds. Now, as we look at the weekend, we have added 2 first alert weather days. Why? Well, very low wind chills. And we say very low, we're talking 30 to even 40 below in some areas. This is the first time so far this winter we've seen those type of wind chills. And of course, that means we're entering on dangerous wind chills. This is mainly for Friday night, Saturday morning. Going to be very cold again, though, on Sunday morning. Those wind chills extremely cold then as well. Plus, another shot of snow late Saturday and throughout, scattered showers at least, throughout parts of the day there on Sunday. So again, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, first alert weather days. Let's take a look at our alerts right now. Now, we've got the area off to our west. This is not in our region, but what we are seeing in the western half of the state, of course, you look at South Dakota, eastern Montana as well. High wind warning, northwest wind gusts 60 to 65 miles per hour. So if you're heading in that direction, and this goes through tonight and tomorrow, please be aware you're going to run into very strong winds, very strong wind gusts. There is a wind advisory in that brown shade right there, northwest wind gust up to 55 miles per hour. This does include westernmost portions of our region, including James River Valley, and you can see also Rollick County up there as well. So again, super strong wind gusts. Then you see the winter weather advisory covering the large portion of our region, most of eastern North Dakota, as well as western and west central Minnesota. Again, all parts of our region, and of course right there in the middle of the Red River Valley. That is for snow, that is for blowing snow. So let's break down that particular area where we do have the winter weather advisory, starting at 9 p.m. this evening through 6 p.m. on Friday. So a window there of about 21 hours where we are under that winter weather advisory. So again, wind gust as high as 50 miles per hour, snow and widespread blowing snow expected. Again, just want to reiterate here, this is not going to be a huge snow maker, but it is going to bring enough snow to certainly cause those very poor near whiteout travel conditions, in particular on Friday as we continue to see light snow showers. Here's a look at our satellite radar, and as you can see, clouds moving across the region from northwest to southeast. There are still plenty of areas right now that are in the sunshine. Again, as mentioned, that is not going to last too much longer. Certainly by this evening, all areas covered in clouds. And we are looking at some snow right now moving mainly in the northern portion of the region, northern Red River Valley as well as northwest Minnesota. We'll continue to see those showers push off to the south as well. So here's a look at that forecast around 5 p.m. this evening. We are seeing pockets here and there of that snow. And again, not all locations getting snow this evening. We head overnight, that cold front moves through. Notice the snow that we're seeing. Not a ton of organization. We're talking more of that showery type scenario. Now, I do think we're going to see some banding of snow. What that means is areas, kind of a smaller area, typically runs from northwest to southeast, where we see pockets of heavier snow. Whereas other areas around us may not be seeing much at all at that time. Tomorrow morning, again, scattered snow showers, very strong winds, morning commute, not going to be all that great out there. During the afternoon, notice those arrows. You're seeing not just green, those that are coming out of northwest, but you're starting to see some of that yellow as well. That indicates we're seeing the strongest wind gusts. Notice the strongest of the winds, as we mentioned, western part of the state, but we are seeing winds certainly pick up tomorrow afternoon. We talked about wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour across much of the region tomorrow. So keeping an eye on that. Scattered snow showers at this point, a little bit few and far between by the time we get to tomorrow afternoon. Again, though, there'll be some snow on the ground blowing around. Not great out there for sure. We get to Saturday morning, still going to be windy again. This is that time period we're looking at for the coldest wind chills, those extremes, those 30 to 40 below. So keeping an eye on that. Now, we talked about the potential snowfall. This goes through Saturday morning, and what you're seeing is, by and large, you look at the areas there shaded in the lightest blue, I think at most about 1, maybe 1.5 inches in those areas. You start getting to that medium shade of blue there, including we see Fargo, Detroit Lakes down to Fergus Falls, and then up toward Langdon as well, and then also out in Lakes Country. We're seeing a couple inches potential there. I think for Fargo, 1 to 2 inches at the most. Probably a little bit on the lower side, closer to an inch. You do get a little closer there to Bemidji, the easternmost portions of the area. I do think for you guys in Bemidji, we are looking at the potential there for 2 to 3 inches. I think that is the one area where we do have the best chance for seeing a decent snowfall total. Now you look up around Langdon there, could see a couple inches, a little more, but again, by and large, it's not a whole lot of snow with the system. It is not a big snow maker. Now let's look at our winds, starting at 5 o'clock this evening, going through the evening, overnight hours, and into tomorrow morning. Where you see the orange, that's pretty much kind of that consistent area of wind gust of 30 to 45 miles per hour out of the northwest, driving much colder air into the region. Where you see the red, which is mainly west of us, but again, you see parts of James River Valley down through Ellendale and into northeast South Dakota, we're looking at wind gusts 45, 50, 55 plus miles per hour. During the evening Friday into Saturday morning, get a little bit of a break. In fact, by Saturday afternoon, winds are going to be fairly minimal. But then we jump to Sunday. Why do we have another first alert weather day? We've got snow on the ground, more snow shower potential out there, and wind gusts picking back up again. 30, 45, 45, perhaps even 60 miles per hour. So again, something we're going to keep an eye on, as we head through our Sunday. Once we get to Monday, the winds do start to calm. We are not looking at snow. In fact, I think we'll see a good deal of sunshine on Monday. It is just going to be very cold. So we put it all together, travel planner. Again, first alert weather days this evening, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You can kind of break this down here, but what you see in general, I've got yellow impact today, meaning medium impact. To travel, windy with increased snow showers this afternoon, this evening, and increasing travel impacts late tonight. For our Friday, high impact, blowing snow, intermittent whiteout conditions possible, very difficult travel. On Saturday, again, dangerous wind chills to 40 below, morning blowing snow, a little bit of a break during the afternoon, and then on Sunday, again, we go back to high impact, another shot of snow, very strong winds, 45, 50 plus, so we're going to be dealing with blowing snow. Just kind of a very Typical mid-January sort of wintry event we have going on. The bitter cold that we're going to see Saturday morning, we've been fortunate in that we haven't seen wind chills that low so far this season, but again, that is the expectation for Saturday morning. So here's what we've got. Tomorrow morning's low temperatures, we see single digits, teens, even a few low 20s. What's going to happen tomorrow is cold air is going to continue to drive into the region. So the temperature is actually dropping throughout the day, not only the air temperature, but those wind chills as well. So tomorrow afternoon, we have snow showers, we have wind gusts out of the northwest, creating wind chill values in the teens to about 20 below. And again, it's not that this is that unusual for this time of year, but we've had this nice period where temperatures have been well above normal, so it's getting back into that sort of rhythm. And again, with the snow blowing around out there, poor travel conditions, just kind of not a great day tomorrow to be outside for sure. Saturday morning, I want to point this out. We've got our temperature, the air temperature in the white there. In the pink, we have our wind chill values. Notice up in Langdon, wind chill value at 6 a.m. of 36 below. Now, this is a snapshot of one time. So you look and you say, okay, Grand Forks is going to feel like 26 below, Fargo about 29 below. That's not as cold as we're going to get with the wind chills. That's a snapshot of 6 a.m. I do believe somewhere in that window of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 a.m. we are going to have times where in Fargo we're at 30, 35 below wind chill, and Langdon 40 below potential is going to be there. Devil's Lake, I think we're getting close to that as well. So all across the region, even in our southern areas, those wind chills are going to be 20s, even low 30s below at times. Now, we're going to be cloudy, a lot of snow blowing around, but I don't think we'll see snow showers on Saturday morning. Weekend forecast and Saturday, Sunday. Notice we've got 5 below the actual air temperatures. You see the AM wind chills 30 to 40 below, blustery and cold throughout the entire day with a high of 0. On Sunday morning, we start at 0, blowing snow. Still going to be windy out there. We're going to see winds pick back up Sunday morning and especially Sunday afternoon. So even as we look at a temperature of 14 for the actual air temperature, it's going to feel much colder than that. It's going to feel extremely cold, bitterly cold all weekend long. Just want to move on to a couple more things here. 6 to 10 day temperature outlook. Very likely below average, and this is something we've been talking about for the last week or so, how the second half of January is shaping up to be much colder than what we've seen so far in the early and even early mid part of January. So again, likely below average this time of year means very cold because this is the coldest time of year. So something to be prepared for. Know that this cold air is going to continue. We're not going to see jumps back up into the 30s and even 20s on most days. So here's a look at our 11-day planner. We go 15 tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. to 9 tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. Again, the wind is there, the blowing snow, all the things we talked about. On Saturday, we go 5 below with wind chills of 30 to 40 below and a high temperature of 0, windy. Sunday, 0 and 14, windy with snow showers, again creating very poor visibility. We start looking at next week. We've got 6 below Monday morning with a high of 3. Warming up to 13 and 15 Tuesday and Wednesday. We're still looking at lows just above to just below 0. Chance for a few light snow showers Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Nothing significant at this point. Looks like quick moving systems will bring just a few light snow showers. Then we focus on next weekend. Only gets colder. Next Friday, the 23rd. 3 below with a high of 5 below, above I should say. Next Saturday and Sunday, 10 below 0, 16 below. That's not including the wind, that's the actual air temperature. 1 below and 3 below on Sunday, and then 10 below Monday with a high of 0. Now it is a little bit drier next Friday through Monday the way things look right now. So again, as we look at our forecast, and you're watching this, I know a lot of folks are saying, well, this is not that unusual for North Dakota for mid to late January, and it's really not. It is below normal temperature-wise by quite a bit on some of those coldest days, but again, this is something we see. It's really the reality that, especially with our wind chills, in terms of that this week, and as cold as we've seen all year, once we get into late next week, and that starts bordering on the coldest overall temperatures we've seen so far this season, with the exception of a couple days in December. So again, we see it, but with these warmer temperatures we've seen recently, it's kind of acclimating back to the frigid, the typical January temperatures that we do see this time of year. The warm temperatures have been great today. Has been a great one, especially in those areas that have managed to get sunshine and still have sunshine out there. And again, our temperatures, of course, on the warmer side as well. In fact, quite a bit warmer than normal today. Don't get used to it. Today is the last day in a long time that we are going to see numbers like this, so we will certainly enjoy it. So again, 4 first alert weather days starting later this evening all the way through Sunday. Of course, we'll keep updating. You've got another update coming this evening. Lisa, Summer, myself will continue with the updates right into the week, and here Joseph Williams as well. So we'll keep you safe out there and let you know as weather models kind of adjust. We get the latest updates. We'll show you what's going on. But again, the expectation, not a lot of snow, though we will see 1 to 2 inches over the next 24 to 36 hours in most areas. And again, it's just going to be very windy, winds 50+ miles per hour, creating extremely bitterly cold temperatures. So just want to keep you safe. Be aware of that out there. I hope you have a wonderful evening. By the way, this weather update has been brought to you by 1-800-WATER DAMAGE of North Dakota.
There's no such thing as a small disaster. So when you call 1-800-WATER DAMAGE of North Dakota, we come prepared to restore your life back to normal. From burst pipes to unexpected mold discoveries or fire damage, when things couldn't be worse, we come to you with our best. With empathy, local expertise, and a truck full of seriously powerful equipment. 1-800-WATER DAMAGE of North Dakota. Restoring what matters most. 701-670-2022.